That's fine. Okay, those who are joining me now, just let me know there in the comments that you can hear me while I just make sure that on my side that sound is good. So please let me know there in the comments that everything is fine. Apologies, guys. Apologies for yesterday, for last night. Just had a bit of an emergency to deal with, but I'm back. I'm here. Just let me know, guys, there in the comments, those who are jumping in now, if you can hear me, if everything is fine. Hey, Fee, how are you doing, Fee? And that the sound is great. Every time I have to talk about Chiefs, things come up. Agent. But even now, I can't escape it. I have to cover it. So whatever they've given us then to stop this is not stopping, guys. It's not stopping. I'm gonna push through it. Hey, Mara. Okay, guys. I think my sound is fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the show. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George McQueen. I am your host. This show is on every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, and also Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. We also do watch-alongs on the weekend for the big three, where possible and where they don't clash. Then Mondays are review days. Thursdays are usually a review day of what happened, but we also have other really cool conversations, and they are all available on Facebook and on YouTube in full, with the panels, with everything, along with some other content that I do myself that is to do with football, our football that we love. If you want to join and you want to add your voice to the show, just know that you can do that by joining me on TikTok while I'm live. For those who don't know, I'm live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube right now. You can join me on TikTok, follow the page on TikTok. There'll come a time where I'll open up the lines, click on I'll open up the lines. Then there's a button at the bottom of the screen on TikTok that says multi-guest. Click on request and I'll let you in. Anyway, guys, we'll have the conversation about MAMELODI SUNDOWNS and how they played. Just remember that we start these shows with the coaches. So let's hear from Coach Rulani and what he had to say from the game versus NOUADHIBOU.
Yeah, good afternoon to members of the media. First, let me congratulate Tenga for winning photographer of is it the season or the year? It's the year. Yeah, we are all talented in many different ways, and it's good to see that your talent was recognized. So congratulations for that. No, congratulations to the football club. I think a fantastic turnout. The fans were amazing, the Yellow Nation, and it was great to see them happy and support the team the way they did. And congratulations to them first and foremost. Congratulations to the entire club. Very important 3 points with a very good performance. So congratulations once again to the players. They played really well and gave a good account of themselves and represented the football club very well. So congratulations to this fantastic group, and that includes the technical team. Very good preparation. Congratulations to the coaches, Coach Michael, Coach Wendell, especially also because of that set piece goal with Peter was something we worked on a lot. And also congratulations to Coach Manqoba also because of his contribution and his influence in helping us to prepare during the FIFA break. So incredible team performance both on and off the pitch, and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you very much, Coach. Colleagues, it's your opportunity to ask questions. Your name and publication, please. We'll start with Mr. Nkiti there.
Njabulangiti from News 24. Coach, how are you handling the double expectation of this, and that after winning the FL and how the team has been playing, there's a lot of expectation for this team to win the Champions League. but also internally there's that it's something that last happened in 2016, so the push to try and return this title?
Yeah, look, pressure is built from that expectation. And expectation comes as a result of being able to have shown that you have the capacity to do it. And the only way you can deal with that is by preparation and working very hard to make sure the team improves and gets better, and we pay attention to every small detail. We go game by game, and now we have to recover. The players have to go home, rest now. It's not easy. Even the Bafana players, you could see even with the lineup, we tried our best to rest Shishi, even though he was on the bench in case we needed him. We rested Tebza because they come from a very grueling 2 games for the World Cup qualifiers. And but needs must, and we needed to have Sailor play a couple of minutes. But now it's important for us to recover and drink lots of water, watch the game. We do some review tomorrow and debrief about the performance, and then we go for Super Sport, because it's going to be a very difficult game against a very good side. But first things first is recovery and getting the body back, and then focus on the next one.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks to you.
Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to jump in. Just know that if you want to watch this press conference in full, it is available on Masandawana fan blog. So it is available there. You'll be able to watch the whole thing in full. I'll just go through some of the stats, then you guys can request. So, Mamelodi Sundowns at 7 shots versus King NOUADHIBOU's 3. 6 shots on target from Sundowns, 0 from NOUADHIBOU. Possession 66 to Sundowns 34. Passes 557, Sundowns 293 on the other side. Pass accuracy 90%. Sundowns, 75 the other way around. Fouls, 20 fouls. Sundowns versus NOUADHIBOU's 21. They got 2 yellow cards versus Sundowns 1. Of course, the red card went to them. And then also 7 offsides for Sundowns, 1 from that side, 3 corners and 2. I'm going to open it up because I didn't get a chance to watch this match in full. So I'm going to let the Sundowns fans lead some of this conversation. As you know, they won 3-0. Ribeiro scored in the 28th minute, Shalile 22nd minute, Shalile 28th, and then Serino rounded everything off in the 74th minute. So, Masandawana, let's talk about your game. Agent, how are you, my brother?
Afternoon. How are you, man?
I'm good, my dear. I'm good.
Let's not talk about Chiefs, man. Chiefs messes things up, man. Let's not talk about Chiefs.
I have to.
No. But otherwise, this was one of the best games that I've seen this year.
Okay.
Anyway, in Africa, I think this team is better than most teams, especially some teams which have got to be closer to Sundowns, but it's fine. But that team is better than most teams. They play from the back, they're comfortable. Even when they're 1 man down, they still play from the back. They press the Sundowns. I think they only beaten the experience. If you look at the goals that we scored, it was 2 set pieces. So I think it says a lot about the team, So very good team. I'm not gonna complain about them. They came to play. Sometimes when you're coming to Sundowns, either way you lose. So sometimes it's better to lose while you're learning something,
Yeah.
So I think they've learned that maybe we have to work on our set pieces so that when you come against stronger teams, even when you outplay them, then we don't consider on set pieces, And you can see with the foul count that the team was good. Usually the team is good, the foul count of Sundowns goes up, And onto Sundowns, I think I was impressed by the changes by Rulani, because when the lineup came in, I was like, okay, Alende, Nkulisi, who's going to be the DM there? But they played double pivot and it was interesting. I think they played well. I think maybe Nkulisi is not an attacking mid. Maybe he plays better as a DM, as a double pivot with Allende. I think it was one of the better games that I've seen from Nkulisi. And Omashiro, I think this is the best game Mashiro had in Sundowns colors. Usually he's erratic, but I think today he was controlled. And then it was also interesting when I was listening to the interview that Uribeiro came in as a winger, and then coach converted him to a striker, and I think I saw that because today he was playing as an attacking midfielder. He was doing the zone role, where you drop into the 9 and go back into midfield to collect the ball. And I think he did well from there. I think maybe we have finally found someone who can play the zone role, So yeah, but otherwise, good game, yeah.
Okay. Xolani, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
I'm alright, Uthini. Ambanja nje.
You're right. If you had to tell me, what did you think of this game? Sundowns versus NOUADHIBOU.
Yeah, it was a very exciting game, and I was impressed with my opponent too.
Is she calm? No, I'm kidding.
Come from So yeah, please. I think maybe it was the first time we Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. And if performance here didn't show with the we Champions League. I was more impressed with our fringe players age. The way about dealing, though at the first 10 minutes. We looked a bit disjointed, but after 10 minutes, bad things still with their Sundowns material, and they were as fluent as singer tongues, but fluent guy.
Okay. Oh, what are you gonna add? Sorry, did I jump in there?
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna come back. Senzo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Hola, OT, and what's up to the panel?
I saw the different account. You've also got a burner account like Sinje.
No, that one is for when I'm like, you see, TSTV, load shedding. So I was like, you know what? Second phone is to watch the game. And the other one, I created that TikTok. It doesn't have any follower, nothing. It's just following you.
Listen, I'm fine with that.
When there's load shedding, I can still watch OT and watch the game on one side.
No, Senzo, thank you so much. Tell me, how did you see this game?
Aish, man, Sundowns is a different breed.
You know when a man starts with Aish.
No, man, it's like, when in 3 weeks you're playing City and there's nothing you can do. Regardless, you can gym, you can sign player, there's nothing. You know what's coming. Sundowns is dead right now. I was watching the Nkulisi in that starting lineup. Unbelievable player. Still don't know how he's not commanding. Serino Ribeiro came back like he was never injured. Ribeiro came back like that Sundowns Shalulile is class. Like I don't care what anyone says. Shalulile is class. He can give a lot of EPL players a run for his money. Rulani, I'm not a big fan of Rulani. I feel like he got a lot of stuff from Pito and he's just taking his things and mixing his Pito's things. But Rulani is a different breed. He's a new type of coach. He's an aggressive coach, and no one knows how to deal with him. That Sundowns team, I'm yet to find what is their mistake, because you can't beat them at the top, you can't beat them at the bottom, you can't beat them with the counter, you can't beat them with speed. Like Sundowns is an all-rounded machine. When teams are like this, the only thing that can destroy them is themselves. You just have to wait for them to burn out and destroy themselves. But Sundowns right now, it's very difficult to say, what can you say bad? Yeah, but Sundowns right now is really putting South African football up there in terms of in terms of quality that we are seeing. I mean, there's rumors Madao is wanted by a EPL team, and usually South African players have to trial and go to Belgium. But the way Madao is playing, he looks like he can command the starting lineup in any right back position in the English Premier League right now. So, yeah, Sundowns right now, yes, the competition they had was playing very well. It's their first time in Champions League, but there's a certain class to doing something. You know, when you are in an environment, it's easy to funnel like the people that you are with. It's easy to be part of that. Sundowns didn't show, they didn't want this team to be looked at it as a second game team, it's a second string team or it's the first time. They played them like they would play Whitehead. They played them like they would play Orlando Pirates or Al Ahly. And that's why the game was so nice, because there wasn't anyone dropping their standard. It was come catch us where we are. And I'm sure that team, it was the first time they've ever played that type of football where they were putting it there. So for them, they learned a big lesson. Sundowns also, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna come back. Malumekuta, how are you, my brother?
Mr. Oti, I'm well, and how are you?
No, I'm good. Kopa, are you gonna add some levity here? Are you going to bring us back down?
I just want to start first. You asked a simple question. Do you have another account? Hey, Nekari goes on no commission. No, it's just for you. I don't remember. But anyway,
how did you see this?
I watched the game and I enjoyed it, right? But it wasn't as straightforward as it sounds. It wasn't all Sundowns, and it was quite surprising. If we're better, I'm sure people lost there. You could have thought Sundowns were going to run away with it. However, that team actually provided some good competition on the day. I think that the winger was also problematic, and to a certain degree, they could also frustrate Sundowns here and there.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah.
The difference this time, you know, when a coach has a philosophy and you try commenting on it, but it's difficult because of the personnel in front. It makes things trickier. So what do I mean? Remember when we used to talk about Chiefs playing 2-8, I would reference the Pirates and Sundowns would say. So it's difficult to convince people at times that Mokone is an 8, not necessarily CDM. So when you have Umkulis, it's much easier for people to understand, which actually it is a 8. You understand? When you're telling people which they're playing sort of 4 at the back now, it's quite difficult to justify it when it's OAB, because you don't know, is he a left centre back or is he a left full back until it's Umashego, then you know which he is definitely a left full back. You understand? So the personnel in place made it quite not as easy, because it was one-dimensional players, if I may, and I say that respectfully, compared to the players that they were replacing, if that's the right term. You understand? Sundowns is keeping with the junior foot off the pedal in the second half. I don't get it. They could have gone from a 5, 6. However, I feel it was 3. In the 3 corner, it's a free kick from Serino, nothing from open play in the second half. Yes, the free kick comes from a clear goal scoring opportunity, which Usorino had also fumbled. Luckily, the keeper ran into Usorino after it. However, with that being said, I still find it very impressive with that team that Sundowns managed to win 3-0. Even though I'm like, let's not overhype it, because I saw something different. I don't know which they don't want to kill games. Are they saving their legs or Gwenzagalan?
Okay. I want to go back to agent. Let's stick on that point that Malumekuto just made now. Does it worry you that set pieces are the order of the day? I know that there was that open play goal at Ribeiro, but does it worry you that maybe Sundowns, in terms of goal scoring, we've spoken about it earlier in the season about how it's been 1-0, comfortable results, but the goal scoring aspects of it, how do you feel about that at this point of the season?
Yes, let me answer Wabutukuta first. The thing is, guys, you have to understand, in a PSL season, there's 30 games, right? Sundowns has played 23 games. Now, you know, I Ulan is saying Man City has played 18, you know, and other teams there have played less than that. You know, Al Ahly has played 15. So sometimes you have to be fair on the guys that there's not machine, you know, playing 2 games every week at such intensity is only gonna bring injuries, you know. So sometimes when you have 2 goals, quick goals, you just kill off the game with just tempo, you know, just passing the ball around, you know. So I understand the fans. I'm not worried. I think I would be more worried if maybe it was a 0-0 and we have taken the gas off the pedal, or it was 1-0 and the team is threatening us. That's when I was going to be worried. But if we can get 2 goals, 3 goals in the first half, then second half, even if we play at zero gear, or if it exists, then I have no problems with that, you know. And I think you noticed this before me. That Sundowns is preparing for Kev, that all the time that's preparing for Kev. I think I didn't see it myself. I only saw it later to mention that Sundowns is preparing for Kev, and I think it has helped them, you know, because now we're in a space where we don't have to cut through you, you know, from with our passes to score you. You know, now we have different avenues of scoring, you know. If you block the inside channels, we go on the wings. If you block on the wings, you shoot from range. You know, like we have different ways of scoring. I think that shows maturity from Sundowns and the level of coaching of Urulani. You know, yesterday we were complaining about Pirates, that once they find a low block, they get lost.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so sometimes you can throw in anything, they'll find a way, you know. And now we have our 3 strikers back, you know. We've been playing for like a month or 2 without them, and we still won games, you know. So I think it's all I can say is it's a positives, and that's good stuff from Rulani, and congratulations to him for that.
Does the amount of games catch up with Sundown some point during the season? Should some of the PSL teams, I don't know who, maybe Cape Town City, should they look at them and go, you know what, maybe Sundowns will get actually tired at some point?
I think it will, but I think Sundowns now have adapted. I think Ulani saw that. Okay, so at the end of the season, our focus, like mental fatigue. I think it's mental fatigue and physical fatigue. Gets to us. So it's best to win the league by January or February, so that when physically we are tired and mentally we are fatigued because we are more thinking of Kev than the league, then the league is already in the bag, you know. Hence, for me, I'm always on some win MTN8 Cup or Netbank, so that I mean not the current league table one, because Netbank is gonna come when we are tired and the focus is a bit on Champions League, you know. So I think it is going to catch up with us, but by then we would be out of sight in terms of the league. In terms of cups, that's when it's going to be a bit shady and like, we might lose the cup. I have no hope in winning the cup, to be honest.
Okay. Let me go to Tolani. Tolani, are you at all worried about this? Because I spoke about it earlier in the season, but I spoke about it from the point of, I thought Sundowns was preparing for CAF, where you may just need to score 1 goal and then be strong and not repeat what happened with Wydad. Are you worried at all that maybe like Ama goals when open play is very limited this season? Or has
Not
been?
at all. Not at all. I would say, we were not as strong as we are now when it comes to our set pieces. So, we've added another element when it comes to our goal scoring chances and creation. So, I see progress, but and sorry for I'm with my nephew.
I know the feeling. Sometimes.
Yes. So I mean, I'm going to progress, but and answer so yeah. Yes. Gibani progress and we should be worried. I don't think we should be worried because there was a game that Isantam was pressed con and Urwena was asked if kukhona inkinga yini yila azwasho khona wathi we can talk tactics but akekho umunye umuntu wazi ama-tactics more than us. You can say we were pressed. We actually wanted to be pressed and then come out of that press. As he said, press is what? Press is some question to press is a blessing or something. Sure. So yeah, that's my take about like an element must pieces because I'm very I'm very happy with this is about scoring free kick. Even in the corner we can use set pieces and not on open play.
Okay. Let me go to Senzo. Senzo, same question to you. Sundowns, it's scoring. Well, okay, this match they won obviously 3-0, but Sundowns is scoring less this season, but also scoring in different ways, taking away from maybe that open play type threat that they had. Should Sundowns be worried, or is it a case that, you know what, they know what they're doing, and it's not a case like certain other teams where you just can't score? Senzo, are you with me? Guys, Malome Kuto, can you hear me? Oh, okay, I think Senzo just had to go off there. I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you think?
Look, I'm not saying with them scoring set piece is a problem. And actually, just to dispel the myth, they've been scoring set piece. They've had strong set piece players over the years in the frame of Alien Shut as well as Ricardo Nascimento. And those are not the only ones. Leonardo Castro is one of them. So it's not necessarily a new Sundowns that scores set piece. My question specifically was in relation to your issue with it. There are games that they can kill, but they just don't. And will there be a situation where it comes back to haunt them? Where they leave that 2-0 and think they're home and dry, only to get Iwem Bam at the end of the game, towards the end of the game. You understand? Not necessarily they playing horribly or anything, but I'm just saying, them taking off their foot off the pedal, round robin, I really don't understand it, because also, in the same breath, we know a round robin injury. Unless if they're confident in it, they won't go into a tiebreaker of some sort. You need those goals. They're still playing a mini league. You understand? So with that being said, I feel a Sundowns, but I'm just saying, be careful, Chelsea.
Do you think them saving their legs is a valid excuse, especially after so many games they've played? And do you think that at some point it will catch up to them at all? This thing of this many games?
Well, the many games thing, it's debatable. I remember when we presented with the Pirates was playing more games, someone said, no, they had been rested, their games had been postponed, only misleading, not knowing which Pirates had played 2 more games with KF because of the preliminary stages. However, this sounds, ever since they've been playing AFL, they haven't been participating in League Guinea. The league has let them be. Traveling, even now when we make jokes about them dominating the league, we cite the fact that they haven't played the league, I guess it's been over a month. The only thing they've been busy with is Africa. So they're not really overworked. Yes, one can say they also have players in the national team, but how many players have players in the national team? I'm sure one of the teams go in the PSL. Kanakimang, the goalkeeper of Rwanda. Just forgot his national team. Yeah, actually the Rwandan goalkeeper. Just forgot his local team. He also plays a lot. One understand. So we really can't say it's because of the legs. I wouldn't take that. And the players who played Saturday or Sunday actually. Give him Kulisi. Is Kulisi overweight? Is it hard work sitting on the bench? Come on, Chance. We know Police has been on the bench. He hasn't been playing as much. Peter Shavili has been out. He hasn't been playing as much. Ribeiro has been out. He hasn't been playing as much. Libus hasn't been playing as much. Who was Libusa's partner? I can tell you, whoever it was, he hasn't. The Rook hasn't been playing that much. So we can't really say it's down to them playing a lot of games.
And then, in terms of the future, do you think it might catch up if they do go far in the Champions League, far in the league? Do you think that, well, obviously they're going to play league games, but do you think that it could play into maybe a team coming closer to them in the league?
Not necessarily. The more you play, the better you become. I think the issue with my team, Pirates right now, is the fact that we don't even have enough games to get the consistency going. The more games you have, the more you can try more combinations, especially when you're winning. The more you can give Amanya Machita a chance, you can afford, especially the weaker games. So I wouldn't say it will catch up with them, because if you check how it's nicely stretched out, when is their next game?
Tomorrow, Super Sport. Then I think then I think it's like a week off or a week and a half off or something like that.
Exactly. And the rest of the PSL was playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Whoever was playing on Saturday will be playing corner Tuesday. So it's not they're not putting them under pressure. There hasn't been a situation where SUNDOWNS played midweek. Well, not that I can remember, where SUNDOWNS alone played midweek and then was forced to play on the weekend. It hasn't been done like that. They've been given actual Liga AFL final games are postponed to accommodate that. You understand? So it won't catch up. The league as a whole is growing into the idea.
There we go. They're actually playing Saturday, so they're gonna play Wednesday Super Sport and then TP Mazembe Saturday, according to agent here.
And I'm sure everyone else is going to be playing Saturday as well. During the weekend Saturday. The league has grown into accepting ECAF. So we do not compromise anyone else anymore these days.
No, okay. Let me go to agent. Agent, I feel like it feels as though there's a double pressure on SUNDOWNS. And the double pressure is that on the one side, you've won the AFL. So people are looking at you as one of the big teams, obviously, in the league. In Africa, there's an expectation for CAF Champions League. But also, one of the reporters mentioned in that press conference that maybe Rulani might be under a little bit of pressure because the last time the CAF came to Pretoria was 2016. Does this factor into this season? Do you think that SUNDOWNS is under more pressure?
I think the AFL win helped a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think it helped a lot, But here's the thing. I think the problem is sometimes we are prisoners of birth. I like putting it that way, The reason why, let's say you guys get Coach Nadi, for example, he's going to be immediately under pressure to win the cup.
Yeah.
Which is not fair.
Yeah.
But you take it into consideration that no, man, we've been not winning a cup for 10 years. You can't tell us you have to build for extra 2 years. So you want us to take 12 years to win a cup. But fairly speaking, the guy's been there for 2 years and he says, I'll win a cup in 2 years. So I think it is the cares that Rulani is getting in terms of saying, but how many coaches has won it at SUNDOWNS? Only Pete, and after how long? And did he win it after? Did he get into semi-finals after? So, and then again, it is also the argument of MTN 8, where sometimes we lose it and it's kind of a bad situation. I'm like, but even Coach Peter, I think it won it maybe once or twice, So I think it's an unfair pressure, but it comes to the territory that fine, you've been dominating. We know you're the best team in Africa, but what do you have to show for it? I think it was going to be another City situation where City for the past 5 years have been the best league in Europe, but what do they have to show for it? Hence, for them, winning the Champions League was the most important thing they could do, you know? So I think it's the same thing with Urulana, that you guys are the best team in the league. If you can't win Kev now, when are you going to win it? You know, this is the opportunity time. The land is fertile for you to win the Champions League, and you must win it, you know? Because otherwise, no one is going to remember that in the last 4 or 5 years, between maybe 2020, 21 and maybe 2025, Sundowns was the best team in Africa, but they have nothing to show for it, you know?
Do you look at Rulani differently as the Sundowns fan? Do you look at Rulani differently if he doesn't win the Champions League this year or maybe next year?
I think if you recall well, you asked me a similar question some streams back, where you asked me if Rulani loses all the cups and just wins the league, would you give him time, you know? And I said, I'm going to give him an extra season or two, you know? Because I can see what he's trying to do, and it is his second, almost like his first full season, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
You know? So I have to give him time, the same way I gave Peter time, the same way I gave Nice time, and Stockwolf and all those guys time, you know? But the only thing is, he must win Kev this season or next. You know, if not, then he's in trouble.
I wanted to ask you then, what is the rope like at Sundowns? Like, what is Rulani aside? How does a coach get fired from Sundowns? What would be the?
I think we are in a position. I don't know. It's kind of, how can I put it? It's difficult, because I was listening to the interview by Claude P, where he was saying that was it Claude P or no, Fleming, where he was saying the reason why they got rid of the pet group was they wanted to have a line of structure. You know, where you're saying the head coach, this assistant, you know, so that we hold this person responsible, not a peg. But I'm on some, was it that the reason, or was it that Sundowns was not playing well? It was losing a bit of games, you know, but it was a bit of games where Umangaba lost 3 or 4 games. So was it a case of Claude restructuring that caused sudden change, or it was more a case of Sundowns are at a level where now losing 5 games in a season is considered a train smash if you don't win cups. So I think Sundowns is reaching the toxic levels of Abu Al Ali, where losing 5 games is too much in a season. If you lose those 5 games, at least win 2 cups. So I think the fiery line for me is losing more than 5 games and winning the league only. That's when you get fired.
Okay. I don't want to talk about Rangoba. Last time I spoke about Rangoba, it was fire here. Because Kolani, same 2 questions to you. AFL has taken expectations higher for Sundowns, but also there's that time thing, Yoguti. Last time you guys won the Champions League was 2016. Is there added pressure for Urulani, number 1? And then number 2, in your eyes, how does the coach get fired at Sundowns? Like, what is the line?
Yeah, but see, more to the my niggas pan go Sundowns with back challenge. First thing is sitting he care. So to compete we care for the winning league, obvious, or be number 2. So and I want to say there's more pressure now that we're going to say to the AFL, since very tremendous very totally care like Champions League. So and about ukuthi uqosha masewenze njani kwi Sundowns. I don't really know, because last time coach opted to sign for the our rivals, and it was it's been like 8 years or over 10 years, and I think last time Kwakuba was Kings, and he was doing very bad.
Yeah.
Still about half. Yeah. So and before now it was Stochkop. I think Baba Mkoshela. I think it was because he commented badly about officials. So Sundowns asked him to apologize, and what refused was, why should I apologize if he had been showing so I can't say but for me, if he doesn't win CAF, I'll still give him time.
Okay.
Because apart from not winning CAF, what else? I don't see anything wrong about our play, about our recruitment, about our updatation, games are cool. So yeah, I'll still give him time, maybe even 3 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, because I still love what I see, and he still shows his passionate about taking our team to the next level.
Okay. Malame Kuto, they won the AFL. So they are current AFL champions, top of Africa. Does that add a layer of, okay, guys, you guys have shown that you can do it. Now go do it in CAF, and maybe that's raised some expectations a little bit. And also that they haven't won it since 2016. Does that add a layer of pressure, extra pressure to MAMELODI Sundowns? And then also, how does the coach get fired, man? Go Sundowns.
No, that's this thing here, different strokes with different folks. When it comes to Sundowns. I feel like Coach Peter went through it so that the rest could relax. You understand? There was a time where every Sundowns coach, but Mr. Uti. There was a time where every Sundowns coach, everyone, most Stoichko upon scans, they are saying, Stoichko Futswile, Ilsaltile management. There's no such. They used to beat up coaches severely. Pizzo survived the wars. On a number of occasions, Pizzo never Emelakari Shambok. So he crawled so that the rest could walk freely. So he's created an environment of stability in a place where instability prevailed. So they're not used to it anymore. They don't even know how to fire coaches. That's why they would rather demote. You understand? So what needs to happen or Bakube coach, probably, I don't even know, to be honest with you, because even Coach I'm sure he wasn't even demoted. They said, how are you? It was like, I take over. You understand? As I about to argue, I was like, I take over. You understand? So, maybe if they were to lose the league, and shape a horrible, for example, maybe this season, if they lost the league this season, then Nganuga Mavidi you understand? Because you would have been comfortable. How did you lose the league? How did you lose the CAF Champions League? Because let's be honest, there's still a bit of confusion when it comes to the AFL. Do we take AFL serious? Yes, we are happy, but there's still that thing in which understand. So if he doesn't win the CAF Champions,
Hey.
We got rid of talk diplomatically.
Let's see if Malume Kusa is still with us. Can you come back in, or is there something? I think maybe he could
come back. You would come back, and he wasn't come back. Eh?
Okay, Agent, I wanna come back to you. I want to speak about CAF in general, so that we can mention some names. Joaneng Galaxy beating Wydad away in Morocco. Yeah, I know there was corner flag shandies that was spoken about, but how's that? Are there any small teams left in Africa?
Is it necessary to inflict pain on Abomaki though? I'm just asking. Or is it because Chiefs won?
Oh, I love them. I love them. You know, we spoke about this in the group. My stance, guys, do whatever you need to do. As long as you win, I'm happy.
But I think it shows that no man, the levels. I think even internationally, we just saw what Rwanda did to us here. You guys can debate the pitch stuff and stuff, but when it comes to it, 99% of players who are playing there don't play on artificial pitches. They play in Europe, be it even though it's second division or first division. So it was a fair game in terms of everyone. So we lost, and we must own it that we lost. So I think, excuse me, there's no whipping boys anymore. We saw what lost to did. So I think the gap between the so-called big teams and the minnows has decreased gradually. And I think it helps that now small teams, when everyone knows Sundowns, everyone knows one, everyone knows somebody, everyone knows. So when I go to White, what must I do? These games are not televised. The atmosphere. You know what you're going to face. I think when you figure about when I was talking about paving the way. I think Pirates also paved the way for us that run into the final where they face some horrible things in Lubumbashi and stuff like that. So now everything is an open secret. So I think I was impressed by running the Muti. If Muti was working, we know certain teams would be winning the league 7 times now.
There's levels, guys. There's levels. Some have snakes. Kazala.
There's a team which came here and banned the field. Was it in Orlando or was it against Chiefs? Simba. What is Simba use Muti against? Was it you guys or
I think it might have been us. I think it was us.
Yeah, I think there was a time where they bent the pitch, the corner flag, and the center circle, and still they lost. So no, this thing of Muti, and I think it was very disrespectful from that Vunjana to even ask that.
To say it straight up.
Yeah, it was.
But then
because I looked at the game. That Joining was well structured defensively, and I think we saw it against Pirates when they came here to defend. They just told us, we're going to South Africa to defend, and they defended. So I think they missed, and I think the coach said this also. They underestimated it, and they paid the price. So yeah.
Should we be giving side eyes to PSL teams as a whole? That King NOUADHIBOU can come and give Sundowns a game, even though it ended 3-0, they gave Sundowns a game. Bourgeoisie can win against Abowited. Should we be looking at our PSL teams and saying, but guys, shouldn't there be at least one of you that has a constant presence in Africa?
Yeah, the problem is the small teams are dangerous. When they play against big teams, they up their game. There's a reason why Sundowns isn't won in Morocco, and this other small teams have won there. Chiefs have won there, Galaxy have won there, but sometimes hasn't won there. So the small teams are dangerous, So you don't play. but I think the thing is, Super Sport is a constant feature, and I think for me, everyone who comes from South Africa to CAF, they generally do well. I think it's only Pirates which have disappointed. I don't think in the last how many seasons have a team come from South Africa and not played in the group stages. I think it's only Pirates. So. I think but it's fine, not go there. But I think we do well. Just that we don't have a constant team which we say goes to Africa often. We always have different teams going there. I think some will look at it and say inconsistency. Some are gonna say it looks like it's a competitive league, But I think for me it boils down to not being consistent. I think if you look at Chiefs, if Chiefs played other teams, the way they played Pirates and Sundowns games, Chiefs should comfortably be 2 or 3 points behind Sundowns. You know, is the consistency, is the mentality, is everything else that's in between them just lacking. You know, because I think Pirates, Sundowns, Chiefs, Pirates are better games than that. I can't pronounce the name. That team, the Mokinese team. You know, but the thing is, when they play against Abu Richards Bay, they drop to that level. So I think that's the only problem. Yeah.
And then last one, I want to pull this thread before I close this section. Last one, is the success of Ramorebule, does it show that maybe PSL coaches, PSL players, there's life outside of the PSL, and maybe you should go outside and go forge a way for yourself, especially if the league doesn't want to or doesn't open up for you like that?
I think we've had this conversation again, you know, and I think I was in agreement with you that looks like some are just comfortable dancing around in NFD than we may be winning cups outside South Africa, you know. Hence, we find Abo Middendorp. They would go and try something out and then come back, you know. And I think we have so many coaches and we only have 32 PSL teams. And you have so many coaches. So all of them can be absorbed, you know. So what do you do when, okay, before I go there, I think I was watching, what is this guy's name? Palashus. He was saying Urulani went through the process, under 19, under 18, whatever, assistant, coach, loan, come back, rebuild assistant again, then coach, you know. So he went through the process. He was lucky. He was very, 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 very lucky to return to Sundowns. And that's partly thanks to Pito, you know, because he was a field experiment at Paris. But many coaches don't just go from assistant coaches to what's happening? Assistant coaches to
head coaches
for the big three. So you have to carve your way throughout, you know. You have to gain experience. So hence, then there should have been a chief coach a long time ago. But are they going to trust Dendens after the Steve Compella experiment that failed, you know? And I think they're more likely to trust Ramorebudi than Dendens because he's experienced in care, you know? So I think in the grand scheme of things, this team should go to Abo Botswana, Abo Namibia, why haven't you ever coached in Simba? You know, why haven't you had coach in Pyramids? You know, why haven't you had coach in Raja? You know, so these people have to explore.
Well,
you know,
Zimbabwe.
You know, like Zimbabwe, you know. And I think also, not just in Africa, you know, what's hindering a coach, a black coach, from going to Asia or whatever and be an assistant coach there and learn, you know? Look at Roger Disa. Roger Disa has traveled and coached
Egypt, Iran, hey,
everywhere, you know? So sometimes it's all about not being comfortable and not waiting to be recycled, you know, like a piece of paper or a bottle of Coke, you know? You know? So yeah.
Okay, Kolani, same questions to you. Can you say a little bit something, man, about Tishwaneng? Look at what the good job that Ramorebule is doing that side. And then should more coaches be looking elsewhere? South African coaches?
Yeah, it's running. But firstly, I'd like to congratulate them. And I think we see the winner we see the Sundowns winner which running because Angizule la Urulani before he match if you're gonna be complacent, guys, look at the results with that running. So we have to go hard about these and number 18 so we don't have to like take them for granted. And about coach. Our coach, since Arabs, since we coach with man, I think he's doing well, but I'm not sure about his philosophy, his style of play, because Coach Timencane, so he's bound to play on the low block. Ashai a lot and then defend. So I can't comment much about our tactics apart from who are defender and try to score one goal and then kill off the game. So I don't think Kona Itimenga Tata looking at our tactics Africa because Ebola is not that attractive.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but NAPES is doing very well.
And should more of our coaches go that side to other countries, or not that side, but other countries, if abakufuni like PSL or if there's no jobs available?
Yeah, only if I'm offers a kamuga right because PSL even we second division, because I think Bakoka are compared to Botswana. I'm not sure. I'm getting the numbers. So, because so whoever now is will go for my peanut.
Okay.
So if Uzo is going out of the country and expect to Uzo Kokan, only if you go coach on a Mali and wants to like add experience there. So the ones that can afford, okay, let me take this job and try and build coach.
Okay, no, all right, no, Colin, thank you so much for joining me here. Let me ask Malume Kutu. I know we said it was a flash in the pan when Joaneng came and knocked you guys out. But then, now that they've done it versus White Dad, what do you have to say about Coach Ramu Rebuli, Joaneng? And then also, okay, he's gone. He's gone. I'll jump in then. Look, guys, I've said it before that a lot of the time with these coaches, with PSL, I feel like we feel as though we are stuck with PSL. I feel like players, I feel like coaches feel as though they have to be inside the PSL in order to be successful. They'll even go to NFD. And say, hey, we'd much rather go to NFD than to go and coach outside. And I think that you go outside not because it's so incredible or whatever, it's that it builds your reputation. So imagine if Ramu Rebuli was coaching, I don't know, Royal AM in the PSL. Does he get a chance to go to CAF Champions League? Does he play CAF Champions League? Does he have some of these wins under his belt, these big wins under his belt? Next time he comes back, his CV looks a lot different. How many coaches are going to be able to do that? You look at about 10-10s, for example. I always use the 10-10s as the example, where I say, now 10-10s, one of the best coaches we have. Clearly, PSL doesn't want to give him the high-profile jobs. Why doesn't he go out, Azele Tanzania, Azele Zambia, Azele anywhere, and build a name for himself there that he can translate back and say, oh, Chiefs, you guys didn't want me. Ramu Rebuli is going to come back and say, he could go to Chiefs even and say, guys, I have Champions League experience. How many coaches in the PSL have that, for example? So that's why I'm like, I think it's a very good thing. We all know what Muti Manai, Muti Corner. There was Blackwaters back in the day. There was people stand inside of goalposts. Hey, a lot happens. So I don't really care about it. I do think that it was very disrespectful to go ahead and say it. And you go out and you say it. That's disrespecting your opponents. That's disrespecting what they've just done. You know, even if you muti. I don't know what they do in Morocco. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know. But a win is a win is a win. And well done to Ramu Rebuli. Maybe he can come back and coach in the PSL. He already coaches the COSAFA team. So let's see how that goes. Okay, I'm going to go into the second part of today because we couldn't cover it yesterday. The second part of today is we're going to speak about Swallows versus Chiefs, KAIZER Chiefs. The match that played on Saturday. I saw KAIZER Chiefs. Atteridgeville is here. Atteridgeville branch is here. TJ, look. Are you guys here? Are you guys still here? I saw they were here earlier. But yeah, we're speaking about the KAIZER Chiefs now. Like I always start off with, we're going to hear from our coach. So let's start with Steve Kompela. 24 minutes. Diski Fans YouTube channel if you want to watch the full thing. If you want to watch Rolani's full Rulani's full interview that is available on Masandawana fan blog. But let's hear what Coach Steve had to say.
I think you're right, especially after 25, 30 minutes. The first part of the game, we're still not attached to the game. We struggled. We didn't start very well up until maybe 25, 30 minutes or so, and then we started ticking. And at that moment, I think it went to a point where I remember a couple of chances, maybe 2 or 3. The one that comes out clearly, Kamchali, after I throw in interplay and all that. The one where it happened under commotion. So he had 2 chances, one after the other. Excuse me. We also had another entry, a ball played across the goal mouth, and we couldn't get to the end thereof. I thought up front we didn't allow the ball to stick so that we can enjoy the support and play so that we create a clearer goal scoring chance. That was more of the story of the first half, but much better after 30 minutes. Then second half got a little bit different. But even with the first half, from a technical point of view, we realized that they were also building from the back, and it gave us a nightmare because there's ways in which we say, okay, how do we press from on top? Now, the positioning of the strikers in the first instance, we had to manipulate that they change the form and in the manner in which they position in the press. After manipulating that, then we came out because then Bruce was forced to play long balls diagonal to the full backs. He didn't start from the center backs anymore, which then allows you to have competition for the ball because any high ball is 50-50, we can compete. Sometimes they went out and then we got the ball and got to play a little bit better. Second half, it was the same, but the difference in the second half is that there was more energy, there was more press, and smart enough in every attack we had. There were moments where I felt they were smart enough to commit fouls, maybe trying to break our momentum, but there had been moments where I felt MOROKA Swallows had beautiful passage of play, played some good football. You could see what the intentions were. The effort was there. The only thing is that get to the end of all the construction of that so that we can score. And their goal as well. It's unfortunate that anyway, when you play football, goals are scored from mistakes. We were trying to build from our right side. AJ and Keenan Phillips managed to bring the ball forth, but in the process of construction of attack, we lost it, and then on a counter attack, they caught us with a diagonal ball on the other side of the wing back who had gone higher, and then we conceded 1-0. So that's how we lost the match. But all in all, I felt we played well and we did all that we needed to do. We had gone through all that we had planned. The only thing is that we couldn't just get a goal today. So congratulations to KAIZER Chiefs.
Coach, you're the coach from South Africa.
I'm gonna jump in there again. I'm going to jump in there. Again, if you want to watch the full thing, it is available on Itdiski Fans YouTube channel in full. Let's go to Kevin Johnson and let's hear what Kevin Johnson had to say.
But when you look at the people at the back of me and you look at the people on the side of me, then you can see it. Within our black and white, I know how to handle those. So pressing for.
So this really does play to good from the back. Do you think maybe you should have made more out of the chances that you got from the press that you were effective?
Yeah, I thought Ox had a good chance if he were just a little bit more calmer. I thought Mshini had a brilliant chance. Unfortunately, guys, Mshini, I don't call him Mshini. I call him Pony. You know he's got ponies. So I call him Pony. So when I have to say Mshini, I forget his name. But that's me and him got this name. And I thought we did that very well. I also thought that they stuck to their game plan. MOROKA Swallows, and I have to give credit for that, because they tried all. It was only late in the second half, in the first half, that they tried to change it a little bit and pick up the second ball. But we were aware of that type of movement that they could make, and I thought we had a better first half and probably second half also.
Good afternoon, Coach Karau from Supersport.
Okay, I'm going to jump in just for time's sake. I'm looking at the time and I want us to have a proper discussion. Remember, if you want to watch the full thing, it is available. It is available on Diski Fans on YouTube. So I'm not going to say too much on my end. I have a video I've spoken about what I thought about this and the press conference too on my YouTube channel and the Facebook page. You know, for me, I love how the coaches spoke and they were like, we did this and we carried on trying, then we went to the right-hand side to try to build. And in my head, all I'm hearing is there were 8 times where Swallows was caught out playing out from the back. It was the 6th or 7th time where they were punished. So for me, I don't agree with both Steve Komphela and Coach Kevin Johnson, because I go, if I see something wrong 3 times, I change it. But you saw something that was wrong and you saw something that you could have taken advantage of, but you carried on doing it. And for me, that's not a plus. That's where then when we question PSL coaches here on this platform and we say, no, but guys, that are happening on the pitch. This is why they have an attitude of we're going to carry on doing it even though we've been caught out a few times, right? Chiefs should have taken advantage of that. On the other side, in the same vein, Kevin Johnson did something with Udovet, centre back, which we've seen. I've seen the movie before. We've seen all these movies before. I'm glad for the win. I am very glad for the 3 points. But if you watch that match, it was a game of 2 sides that were both making a lot of mistakes, right? And couldn't take advantage of the mistakes, but you also didn't know what exactly they wanted to do in the game. But I'm gonna stop there on my analysis, then I'm gonna allow some people in and we can have a conversation about the match, some of the stuff we just heard, and we'll go from there. Theo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, Mr. Oti. How are you?
Sharp. I'm gonna start off with a general question. How did you see the game?
Yeah. As we said, let me greet the previous panel, the current panel, the guys on the comment section, the viewers of the show everywhere in Facebook, YouTube, and even here on TikTok. To get back to your question, I think, as we said, even after the game, Gule watch along, you know, it was a boring game, guys. It was a poor game. I've watched it even yesterday when I got to work early because it played at 8 o'clock. Same thing. It was playing even now. I tried to watch the highlights. I was like, it's like I'm harassing my eyes. So I was like, let me just not watch it. But it was a poor game, very poor game. Hence, that's why the question that we asked even again and again, are these guys training together? Are these guys spending more than 2 hours together? Are these guys understanding that when they go in the pitch, we expect them to show that they understand each other, to show that the coach has told them, do this, do that. You know, if you are failing to understand how to move the ball. I wanted to talk about this guy, MOROKA Shanti. If it's not working, change it. Don't try to force something that's not working. Ushabalala plays better than Hlanti, guys. We have seen that before. You put Modi and Hlanti, Umod ufuna passa ku space, Hlanti ball ufuna 2 times they make the same mistake. You find now Modi's then become forced to put a cut inside because Hlanti is busy on the wing for no reason. Hence Udove now pushes to the left back and you're like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden you told Frost like a midfielder. It was chaotic. I don't want to lie to you. Lucky goal. We won the game because Steve Komphela, what is saying, guys, I'm sorry to use this language, but it's nonsense. You cannot tell me that the players at the back, you are telling them to build from the back. They do it 2-3 times. You see it's wrong. It's not working. It's not ticking. Phillips is not there. Even Akpe is trying to do skills that are, if like, Uranga gets to get that ball where Lashal is skill, it's a goal. All of a sudden you're gonna continue doing it. No, change it then. And then you come second half, you do the very same thing, Chiefs scores, then you come into not even talk tactics. You come here
and
you
even
told us
after Chiefs scored, even after Chiefs scored, they did the same exact thing and lost the ball, I think, once or twice after that.
And you ask yourself, and you ask yourself, like, do these guys understand? There are people who are seriously watching this game. And I'm a bit, like, I would say I'm a bit sad in the fact that Kompela, I thought he was coming well with these guys, Swallows. But watching this game yesterday, guys, I don't wanna lie. On Sunday, I don't wanna lie to you. But when it comes to Chiefs, we have been praising Johnson, guys. But the question is, what is his plan? You take out Ranga, you put in Gonzalez. You see, it's not working. Either do what you just said, Mr. Two, one time, put in Gonjilentole Pom squad, you put them both, or take out Ranga, put in Shabalala and play false nine. Simple. You understand? Then you stand the chance to make something happen. Because you remove that goal, if they didn't make that mistake, that would have been a simple 0-0 goal game. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to come back. Sinje. You locked out of the one, came back with the other one, man. Like, hey, man, I want to buy a pen.
Yeah, the curtain raiser, the previous group, it was a nice warm up. We are thankful for that. And now we are discussing proper football. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Uti. I like that you warm us up, you know.
Teacher, tell me, how did you see this game? Hey, Mara, who am I feeling?
Yeah, listen. First of all, let me agree with Steve Kompela's analysis. I agree with him. The KAIZER Chiefs started building from the back, and they saw it, adjusted themselves because they realized that every time Bavuma kicks the ball, it doesn't find it doesn't find Mshini, nor does it find Martin. It either goes out or it lands up with a Swallows player, of which if they had capitalized with those balls, the story would have been different. So I think Bavuma, as much as that's where I miss Une, because it's quite accurate in those passes. Now going back to Chiefs, I must applaud Kevin Johnson on realizing that you cannot play both Mart and Castillo, and he played Mart and Nkosindiphiwe in the middle. Now my problem comes is that now he's playing 2 8s and 1 6 with Tetwa and Mart, and on the left, Nkosindiphiwe on the right, and they keep on swapping. Now, I've got a problem when you're going to play Mshini very deep. You can actually see that now he's got a problem with his range, because he's used to playing higher up in the field, receiving the ball higher up in the field. That's why I think he had a problem with his range. And I think they fixed that in the second half, because he pushed a little bit higher up. And I think was very smart with his fouls that he committed. And I agree with you, Steve, that the Chiefs started to commit very intelligent,
that one.
Yeah, very clever fouls, which could have actually turned out to be a nightmare for the KAIZER Chiefs defense. I liked the combination play between Ox, Mart, and Nkosindiphiwe in this. Liked how Ngobo found those, exposed those pockets in the Swallows defense. Pulemoti could have scored 2 goals from Ngobo. He could have scored another goal from the pass that he received from Mark. Ranga could have scored a goal from Nkosindiphiwe playing into those pockets. If Saleh could have scored a goal and then he missed it. Then that's, for me, it's a headache that I would rather have when your creative midfielder is exposing those pockets. Ox could have had a lovely goal had he taken his time, chillaxed, and found his accuracy and his range as well. Mshini also could have scored a very beautiful goal in the first half, but I realized that because he's playing deep, his range is quite off. I agree. I like that I heard someone was mocking the fact that Gonzalez was introduced. I thought that was a very that goal is that uh, uh, Gonzalez dragged both centre backs to come to him, and he dragged them out of position so that Castillo, what's this guy's name, Saleh, is in a better position to score the goal. Look at the brilliance of mind to let that ball go through, because he realized that with him he's got the both centre backs on his left and on his right together, tucked to him. And then he just let the ball go, and beautiful goal from Castillo, and that shows motion of intelligence, not just awareness, intelligence of awareness, where your centre backs are, but where you are and where your partner in crime.
But wasn't it naivety from Swallows as well? That Swallows, again, 8 times you've been caught out.
Yes, and I agree with you, but this time I think they are quite scared, more scared of Gonzalez than with Ranga, because with Ranga they had one person marking him, but with Castillo, the centre back decided to go tag team him,
Gonzalez,
and unfortunately just let the ball go. He just let the ball go, and a brilliant a goal from Saleh. And also him, I think he plays for me much better when he plays on the right-hand side as a winger than a striker for me. But credit to Johnson for giving the stomach space to move by eliminating Castillo and having Martin and Nobo to come in.
Okay.
When he came in very aggressive on the ball, he tried two tricks. As I close, for the first round, Nkosi Ndipila Ngcobo should be taken to a disciplinary committee. What he did to Andy Lechali is wrong. No.
Hey,
that is wrong. Making Andy Lechali a trailer that is hanged on a quanta. That boy needs to be called.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. Is this Sean?
Sure, it is.
There we go. I still remember. Sean, how are you, my brother?
Oh, man, I'm stayed. How are you?
No, I'm good. 3 points is always good. Tell me, how did you see this game?
With your 3 points, my man. I'm good. I'll see 3 points today. But I managed to watch your game, and I honestly disagree with everyone that says Swallows were naive in playing from the back. An identity that they are trying to instill in the players, and it takes a lot of time. Biggest issue with Swallows and how they always got caught on the press in the first half is you can't be building from the back. You can't be building from the back, and then you receive the ball facing your own goalpost. You should have. That's how they got pressed, because you ball facing your own post, and then you receive the ball on your. You're not balanced when you receive the ball, so you can't release the ball. They were very slow in offering each other. And this is a South African thing, guys. Everybody wants to run forward. Everybody wants to receive the ball in advanced position. There's not enough discipline for somebody to stand a bit back, offer support, that pass. KAIZER Chiefs. Pressing after they press, it's like there's no urgency. They don't have an idea of what the next ball. Because what they're trying to do, and this is the thing with South African football. There's a lot of creative players in South Africa, but in South Africa we assume because you can trap the ball, you are a 10. Because you can pass the ball from deep, somehow you are a 6. You know what I mean? Me, they want to play. I just didn't understand. I don't know what it takes to bench Emar. I'm not saying he had a bad game. I'm just saying Emar. Because the way that KAIZER Chiefs used to play was, they would have, let's just take a recent example. They would have Maduleka playing with Katsande. Katsande would strip, lay the ball to Maluleka. Maluleka will play with Manyama and they will try and move forward. You know what I mean? It's what they need currently. A lot of they need this thing of they need more games to form combinations. Guys, we are playing in a league that has 30 games. You've already played. What combinations are you looking for in 12 games?
Yeah.
You know, it's like what their coach said about Gonzalez is on loan, but Gonzalez is league. You know what I mean? The guy is on loan, but he's not playing. You paid 4 million to bring this guy here, and you're still trying to understand him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have a preseason. I think what Johnson did, it's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. You started preseason with Zwane. Zwane is let go. You bring in Inseki. Inseki comes in. He says, "Let me try and fix our defense because we considered our goals last season." That's the one thing that has improved with the Chiefs. Defense. No. And then comes in Johnson. Instead of Johnson saying, "No, let me try and balance this midfield. Let me try and get this players to believe in themselves. Let me work on their mentality." Because apparently at KAIZER Chiefs, everyone needs a psychologist, and that's an issue. It's for me, when every player needs a psychologist, where all of a sudden everything that you read about is, hey, the jersey is too heavy. Guys, no ways. No ways. Why are you buying players when you know but it's free agents? It's not really by choice. So it's where a coach comes in and he wants to now use the next 4 or 5 games as his preseason when the season has started. It's ridiculous. So the game was nice. I don't blame people, but the only problem is nobody was pressing. Nobody was pressing KAIZER Chiefs. The traps were not set. Very well in pressing KAIZER Chiefs. You know what I mean? Something that happens with Msimango. When you have Msimango on the pitch, a pressing Msimango is going to make a mistake.
Okay.
You understand? Pressing is going to make a mistake. Press those backline stop the midfield of the ball. You understand? They're going to reset settings and they're going to start playing the ball long. Then you can compete for it. But I felt like Steve Pompela put up a team out there and told them, "Hey guys, let's go respect let's go respect the KAIZER Chiefs. Let's keep the KAIZER Chiefs way alive." You know what I mean? So that's what they did. They didn't go there. I want on the Sundowns issue, but I guess the time has passed.
Yeah. For time, we don't have time for it. Unfortunately.
It was not a boring game, but it was not an interesting game. I tried to see tactically. This is another problem that we have with South African football. I mean, if you watch the Sundowns, for example, the Sundowns will never lose their identity in 90 minutes. They will say, we're going to, I mean, they play compact, so they try to know that they're going to try and beat it in the 3-4-3.
Okay.
And that a team is kind of building a low block. They're going to say, no, instead of the 3-4-3, let's just try and go. I mean, they'll start up with a diamond, and then instead of a diamond, they're going to say, you need a bit more width, so let's go 3-4-3. They still keep the same principle, but they change just the formations. In a lot of teams in the PSL, the person will now that they have changed. So, for example, in the game that we watched with the Swallows and KAIZER Chiefs, then in the second half, they bring in Gonzalez, they take out Chivadero, and the expectation is somebody needs to cross the ball. You understand? And there was no low blow. Someone needs to press the ball. So
for time. For time, I'm going to come back because I want to drill into those things. Let me just welcome everybody in. Then we'll have the bigger conversation about that, the tactics. Lebza, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, bro, T, who you are?
Ay, not right, man. Wait, how about maximum points? Okalla.
No, man, 3 points. Record number 6. Record number 6 is a good focus. For now, I don't think it's time for a beautiful football like Sundowns or Pirates. Like points, because if you lose points, still relegation. Restart the ball from the back midfield then to strike. And then style is start the ball from the back and his style is Mamelodi Sundowns Khalis. It's a check history. KAIZER Chiefs and ba tshameka bolo sentle ba tshameka bolo ba sa start bolo like ba sa tshameka ya ka Sundowns so Chiefs ba tshwanetse ba leke go lebelela history ya bona gore team e tshameka jang di players tse fetseng ba di tisa tse le gore ka fita style of play tsa KAIZER Chiefs but nowadays mo Chiefs kwa phosho e etsagala ke gore ba tlisa di-player management ba tlisa di-player fela just because of nyaga di-player o booty marato na tshameka ko gate kae ko sekhukhung na le monate mara ba shile gore a player if e ka fita mo KAIZER Chiefs mo style of play sa KAIZER Chiefs but all game ya Saturday I think ne se that bad ne re se that bad ke la gore like bana ko combination like ko pele kwa re tlhoka like more praise because of solo se le bona wa bona ba tsama go etsa sene se tswa ke Sundowns like ba re ba tsama go start ball from the back and ba etsa diphoso tse dingwe tse dintsi thata tse ke naganang gore e ka be re punishile Swallows but midfielder re tlhoka I don't believe gore tshwanetse gore tshameke ka Martele Mthethwa le Castillo kana go iwan ke nagana
no to montsha Castillo no wena no to kgetha mang between Castillo le Mart
nna ke tlo kgetha Castillo ke tlo prefer Castillo but le ene ke batla go mmona ke batla go mmona like le ena a tshameka but delay run tsa gagwe ke a di thabela like mo boxing ha team ya attack o kgona go mo kry-a mo boxing but ke nagana Chiefs tlhoka like the two attacking midfielder Chiefs ke itse ke nagana gore ne tshameka ka two attacking midfielder then even now one holding midfielder le di striker sa rona Modi I think came to the party this week a ke batla gore o tshamekile yalo but compared to previous games ke nagana gore this weekend na le better much better than no khona go bona gore o tsama go etsang and then bare ke ma that guy Chibajuro guys I don't think Chibajuro wa fita go Chiefs I don't think and le Gonzalez ke utlwe coaching mo buela re he saw something special about him but re tla re di players ene o go Chiefs go go ntsi man so ene ke bare ke mambo bo sa belo ga debe a ba sa lela Chiefs
ke ole na le teng ko benching ke bench sponsor ke position ai
I know guys why ba sa loniwa gantsi batho like ba tsenki thabile go bona ba re ke Mashiane a tsena and o bone Mashiane a tsena o tsamile go ka like go tsosanyana ke inyana like president thama go ba teng mo Swallows but di player tse dingata tse Chiefs e di tlhoka re sa tlhoka di player ke nagana le system ya re ka bankanya ra buala go system ele ya khalele re le se go tshameka ka Mamelodi Sundowns starting ball from the back to the I revereke if Kevin Johnson o batla go succeed ke nagana ra ka go KAIZER Chiefs if o batla go succeed a shebele Chiefs na go ele o ya ka dira sentle ba tlise di player tse di right ba mo dumela a sign di player tse di right ke nagana gore Kevin Johnson is better than Bo Abonte I just want to mention that one because Joanna is really more chance
okay ke tlo gutla Theo we watched two teams here that were trying to do something that they don't have the personnel to do, and then they even pat themselves on the back at the end of the game. What is it about the PSL and doing things that we don't understand? And I understand when people say that Steve is trying to build a style of play, but when you're getting beaten by the style of play over and over and over again in the same match, at what point do you change it and say, "Hi guys, I seven's lento," or must I so, you know? Because for me, the building up from the back, it's a nice idea, but Uchali ule in the middle of the pitch, then the defense because there's the points where Okpe, the guy petty ball at his feet and he didn't know what to do. He just stood there. It Chiefs marked his defenders, Afagi Pole midfield. At what point do you say, guys, must he share for a Chimin Lento builder? and then like a grounding, let's try get the win. Why do we see our coaches not play towards our strengths on our player?
I think it goes back to what I said before, Morulani guys, and I said it in the group. It's not like Morulani guys is a role model. I get angry when I always have to quote Rulani. It pisses me off because it's like we are watching something that our coaches that are not watching. I hear Sinjay, I also hear Sean Nolebs. Guys, there's something that we need to understand about the press. Steve Compella before the game, he says they don't have to press Chiefs, they don't have Bonzad, so they can't press us. He does the same thing for 30 minutes. You see it's not working. Chiefs are slow players, but still your players cannot play from the back. Then you put in an overhead ball or that throw in, they get an opportunity. Shouldn't you sit down and say, oh, okay, now this is what can work. Let's try this. Instead, you continue with the same mistake, and I'm going to say mistake because it wasn't working. You continue with the same mistake, and it's costing you. It ended up costing him a goal. Hence, I'm saying to you, Urulani said, I watched the game as a fan, as a coach, then I deep and see what went wrong. I promise you, these guys, they're going to come in the next game. Especially Compella is going to do the very same thing against the Cape Town City, and is going to get punished because Cape Town City has fast players up there. But my question is it a matter of you saying, I want to play like this? Or is it a matter of you saying, I want to play like this and then it needs to work? Or if it doesn't work, I have to change it. And that's why I'm saying you don't have the personnel. Uchali, there's a time where he goes deep, he gets the ball, he doesn't know what to do with it, they take it from him. You understand? You see that as a coach, you change it. Tell them, guys, okay, stop doing what you're doing. To put the overhead ball, because you can see Chiefs is not quick enough even to match us up front, but we are making mistakes. Understand that you are making mistakes and those mistakes are costing you. And it breaks my heart to see, with Coach you seeing that. You don't put in the Shabalala, he's on the bench. You don't put in Lomfana Lomashian early and say, guys, press them. Instead, you put in a Castillo, and then Castillo, and I wanted to say something to Sinjay, where he said, you know, he says, he did well, coach, to bring in Gonzalez. Gonzalez did nothing in that goal. Guys, if you watch the game, Liverpool, Man City, when you are building from the back, the minute the left back has the ball, the right back is already up. He's not going to wait. He's already up thinking you guys are going to shift the ball to him, you understand, to overload the left side. When Swallows was building from the back, the left back went up. And then when Chiefs won the ball, Usaile was already left alone there. Not that because Gonzalez brought the players to him. No, his left back was already up there. That's why he was left alone, and hence we scored the goal. And I'm saying, if you're going to come and say that was a good play, then that shows that you don't understand what is to press. You don't understand what is to build from the back. Because as a coach now, when you are building from the back, you need to understand, if you don't have the personnel, at least have someone who can get out of situations, be able to maneuver his way out of the situations, like Ndondo. Ndondo can just maneuver fastly and then he finds players. But if you don't have those kind of players, don't do it because it's wrong for you. It's actually it's a crime against building from the back to do that, because it's wrong, because you are not doing it, you are failing it, and then you're gonna come, you want us to praise for doing something that is wrong. No, guys, we can't.
Even if you're trying to, my always point of thing is, even if you're trying to build something, there comes a point where you go, the results need to be important, and I feel as though in the PSL. 15 teams hide behind building. You get what I mean? And you can do this with everybody. Swallows was forcing to play out from the back when they saw it's not working. Pirates is forcing a certain formation when they see it's not working. Chiefs will force certain players on the pitch when you see it's not working, and then everybody will say we're building. At what point do we say, hi guys, sizamile ukubuilda, yazi sibhildile nayo ivuleza masifaka ama-plastic sivale, at least then sizabuilda on another day. I think that's my issue with what I'm seeing. It's repetitive every day in day one,
they are not doing homework.
I want to go to Sean. Sean, I know we've spoken about Swallows building from the back. Now I want to speak about KAIZER Chiefs up front. You have a Chivavairo who is a big guy. We've seen him Galants scoring header goals. He did some of that at KAIZER Chiefs earlier. Not goals, but he was dangerous. But now you have Chivavairo running on the wing, and then they still cross. Chivavairo goes to support the winger, gives the winger the ball, they still cross. Tactically, man, what happens in our teams that they don't see some of these faults and they carry on doing it week in and week out?
To tell you the truth, it's only God knows, guys.
Only God knows. But surely you can see it that like Modi scored 2 goals from standing next to Umtanzane and having Upotsane on the pitch with him. So that means give him a partner and then let him run inside and he scores goals. But now you have him as a pure winger, no crosses go in from him, and you still have Kanti maybe sometimes overlapping, sometimes like I don't understand. Maybe you can help me understand why our coaches in the PSL, man, they don't see these things.
It's hard to understand because they have played in 3 different ways since the season started. And from the way that Zwana was speaking last season as the coach, he wanted a mobile striker. Why they went to go get and why they went to go get Gonzalez is beyond me. Right? And with Calvin Johnson, they have slowed down the game. That's why Chivavairo, that's why Gonzalez is going to play. And when you have such a big striker, you expect 2 things from your wingers. And there are different ways in which wingers play. For example, if you look at Saleng last season,
yes,
he was give Saleng space, and Saleng was going to kill defender. He will be 1-on-1, he will curl the ball, or he will cross a curl, and then he's going to cause. Which is something that we want to see from our wingers. We want to see our wingers take on players. And then Pirates, where they say, no, Makopa's job is not necessarily to be a target man. His job is to destabilize the defense. His job is for the wingers to play off. But they don't really, I won't say they play with wingers at Pirates because what they're trying to do is very different. So with Modians, you would expect that they will play off Chivavairo.
Yes.
Then Chivavairo, his job is just to keep the defenders compact, to also defend him in terms of pressing those defenders, but to allow Modi and Sahil to actually play. To see from a striker like Chivavairo, you understand? So once it starts moving, and you hear a coach say, no, the instructions that are given to the wingers are different, you kind of just start asking yourself, Kanja, like what do you mean? Differently, because Modi is known for just that, hugging the touchline, but he has a lot of potential of cutting in as well. We have seen him easy. You understand? We haven't seen much, but for him to be a road runner, basically. You see, but it's dangerous. Okay, the feet. How do you use the pace? You see, if you're going to, and you can use Chivavairo as a target man very easily. Can be the best striker for me in South Africa is Mabasa. The problem with Mabasa is he delayed his career by going to Pirates, where they have 7 because he's a quota. Mabasa lives in the net, and Mabasa lives in the 18-yard area, and Mabasa will bury a ball. He has the power to collect the ball from 15 or to collect the ball from 14 and drive into the 18-yard area. He can make those balls. He just needs who can play with him and who can communicate with him, who can play off him. But the issue is pace of the game. Sometimes it's like they don't think about it properly. You understand? Because it's either the wingers are playing ahead of Chivavairo or Chivavairo is too ahead of them. So
he's with the winger on the side for some reason.
So that becomes the issue of saying you had 2 weeks to prepare. What they know clips. It becomes the Sundowns say things that other clubs don't say. For example, Coach Piso used to say, we learn from Pirates, we learn from Super play. You understand? So we hear now from Coach Rulani, we learn from showing clips of certain players abroad, or we didn't want our players to play like. If you look at There's no player who plays like Modiba in the world, for me, personally. Because I think Modiba plays is ridiculous. But anyway, sharp. So I think we need that. We need the type of coaching that's going to sit players down and say, I want you to model this kind of play. I want you to model that kind of play. Because you continuously have to learn. You continuously have to learn.
But these are experienced coaches. I mean, Kevin Johnson had been in the league for how long? Steve Compella had been at the best team in the league, had been at KAIZER Chiefs, has been at Free State Stars, Bloemfontein Celtic, all those. These are experienced coaches. Aren't these things meant to be bare minimums, or are we letting them go in some of these things?
I think it's also because of the type of support they have. You understand? From a Swallows, what he has done with Swallows now, you have to clap hands for it. You understand? You have to clap hands for it. He's number 5 Swallows, and he has them playing differently. He has them playing in a new system. So it's you have to clap hands for it. It's going to take some time for him to actually play because he has good players. I mean, having Allen in the team is ridiculous. You know, I mean, you saw how composed he is in the backline. And his experience. He has Makubela playing differently. He has Mjali playing differently. And he just needs this play. He needed this players to play like they were at home. But they were playing like they were away.
Okay.
The support stuff, I mean, look at Sundowns. Sundowns have people who analyze opponents, who analyze players of the opponents, and then they have people who analyze themselves and their own players. And are always readily available for the players to do their homework. You see? So that support stuff is very important, and our football teams are taking it lightly. You understand? And this is, you're not going to pay an analyst 500,000 rand a month. No, you're not. You're going to pay him 35 a month. You're going to be okay with it. 25 a month, you're going to start over. You understand? So it's important that they have those type of structures so that coaching happens even off the pitch.
Okay. Let me bring in Lebza. There's something happening there on your line. Lebza, PSL, because for me it feels like we have all the excuses in the world. But how does Shebile match? If na kele George ko gae ke Shebile polo ko TV, ke bona something. Le Tio e bona le ko di commenting ra e bona. Surely batho ba sebetsang mosebetsi o 24/7, a full-time job. They must be able to see these things. Do we let them off the hook?
Type of players Bernard wa bona. Kevin Johnson a ke tlo mo blame thata. Di player tse di nang tsone like di player le tsone tshwanetse di age mentality eng so ya gore re tshwanetse re nke game into our own hands. If we bona gore like plan a coach I bereke re tshwanetse re nagane. And Chiefs I think le ka player e kgona go nka like e kgona go nka responsibility like abo Thembazwane ko Pirates kwa re ka mentiona Boloche re tlhoka ntho e re itseng e se big player. And mara ke nagana gore re ka build a big player from like ntwane if ba ka fiwa game time bara ba tshankisiwa bo shabalala sometimes ba starta game sometimes ba starta ko bench ke tsone dilo tse di bolayang stop and le development ke worry ke Braoti ka KAIZER Chiefs because of I don't think like development ke fela gore ga ke shebe development ke batho ba so bad. I don't think teams from development is hameka the way team senior team is hameka ka teng and ke bothata because of ra bona okay development ba hameka style of play is different ro umtane re bona bo umtane bodubane ba kora bo shabala ba shaela then are banka re ba isa ko re ba promoter re tshameka yone system e tshamekiwang go senior team ga e tshwanela go development ke nagana gore di tshwanetse go nne le communication between development le go nne le link between development le first team. Ha ba ka lokisa development le first team le di scouter but all in all, ke batla gore Chiefs re sa shota di-player mosebetsi o montsi o tshwanetse o diriwe, but for now Kevin Johnson tshwanetse seo like di-player tse o nang le tsone tshwanetse a batle like a thole ba re keng combination like a thole ntho e ba re di-strength tsa bone gore ba kgona yang like a itse di-weakness tsa di-player tsa gagwe a tsebe di-strength tsa di-player tsa gagwe se se botlhokwa a collecte di-points then e tla re next year if e tla be le coach because ke utlwile kare ba re ba batla go tlisa coach ga ke tsebe gore go etsagalang if maybe next season mo judge next season e le ena e tlisitsa di-player tsa gagwe a re ena ha ba tle di-player but for now a shebe di-weakness go teaming ya gagwe then a bereke mo di-weaknesseng tseo a bone gore a ka improve kae a collecte di-points re fitlhe mo re tla fitlhang teng but re at least a re paletswa re fetse top 3 or top 4 re se go tswela ke bosalose ba re ba tla fetsa go godimo ga rona.
I want to go to Usinje. Sinje, should our teams not at this current moment, shouldn't they be in a mode of we need to collect as much points as we can? It's very nice to want to play these beautiful footballs and do all of those things. But if it's going to hurt us, why don't we just collect, look at our personnel, look at their strengths and weaknesses, craft a team and a play around the strengths and weaknesses, and then go from there. And then maybe once you've had the success and all of that, you can focus on building a style of play or trying to do these building from the backs or trying to do all this stuff. Because I feel as though we are giving kudos to coaches for trying things. But then at the end of the season, when Sundowns is 20 points ahead of everybody and all of us have beaten each other to death randomly throughout the league, you look at it and you go, but did it really help us? Are we trying to be too smart for our own goods as coaches? Well, are they trying?
I think Chiefs learned from Middledorf season. You know, I think Chiefs learned from Middledorf. They did that with Middledorf. They were just collecting points. They didn't give to Hooters about the style of play. They didn't give to Hooters
and we
in terms
came second
of how
to
they
Sundowns.
play. As long
And
as
they
they
fired
collect
him.
points. And they came second.
And they fired
And
him.
they came second to Sundowns. Yes, because why? Because they lost a lot of things. They lost the league, they lost cups, they lost everything.
Oh,
And
but
they
we
came
haven't
number
won
two.
anything
Number
up to
two
this
in the league.
point. And we came 5th and 7th
Yes,
and 8th. And
Yep. Then you must also understand. Then after, I think Chiefs for me made a big mistake by returning Stuart Baxter. I think they should have started with Kevin Hunt. I strongly believe they should have left Kevin Hunt. And if you're listening to Kevin Hunt's interview, it was clear mandate to him that there was a between him and Chiefs in terms of where our priorities should run. It was like we want a star. With Gavin wanted to do well in the league, and for me that for me then tells good that was a mistake. Then they hired two others who I think they should have not let go and hired another biggest mistake. Another biggest mistake. Teams have made big mistakes. And Utsaki for me wanted to do what you are doing. He wanted and not concede goals. But then you are not conceding, you are reinforcing this and you are playing these draws. You're not going to win games if you are not going to have a way of scoring goals.
No, I'm not saying that we shouldn't score goals. I'm not saying we shouldn't score goals. I'm saying that instead of trying to force Chivaviro to be a mobile striker, play him to his strength. So that means we've got Chivaviro, he plays like this, do that. We've got Uzbanban, he plays like this, do that. I just feel like in the PSL, a lot of the coaches are dreaming of playing Man City football, are dreaming of playing Sundowns football, whereas they don't have the personnel, they don't have the time, they don't have the money to hire all these people that in the background work on these things. They don't have. So why force your hand on doing something that clearly is uncomfortable, where you can just go, this is my team. I don't collect any points, guys.
Yeah, but then I think you also have to take into consideration in terms of, yes, Shivavaro is a good striker, is a good box in box striker, right? Then you must ask yourself question: do you have good crossers of the of the ball? Do you get what I mean? In order for Shivavaro's
exactly
natural ability to do.
Exactly.
Then if you don't have good crossers of the ball, can you then make Shivavaro to adapt into a different game? And
but
then
it's not
you
working.
opt for that. Yeah, I think I agree it's not working. I agree it is not working. Okay, let me say this. I don't think it's not working. I think it is not Mr. Nteki decided that he is going to play a game that it is neither good for Chivavaro, nor is it good for Dupree, nor is it good for Pulamoti, nor is it good for Pontana. Ask me what is it good for. I will give you me. Need to sit down with Unsek and ask him to tell us, what are you trying to do?
Even Johnson, Nozwan, we had the same problems.
But no. I disagree with Uzwane.
Uzwane had the same.
To the strength of the players.
Uzwane played half and half football. He didn't know what to do.
No. With Athazwane, you had Abo Matlatsi missing getting goal opportunities, and they missed. You had Abo Dupree getting clear goal opportunities, and they missed. You had Abo Toli had the ball stuck between their feet with an open net. You had Abo Bonfields who decides instead of tapping the ball, he had blaster. Instead of blasting, he have tap. It has nothing to do with the style of play. With others, it has everything to do with the quality of the players. I don't blame Arthur. If you look at KAIZER Chiefs in the 4-0 against SUNDOWNS, Billiard missed a hat-trick, couple of Billy What's more, we don't know. Do you get what I mean? With Athazwane, I strongly believe Chiefs played a very good game, but he was let down by the quality of his strikers, the front three.
But that's letting him go, though.
And Athazwane was also let down by his defense. About decided to pass him a ball and goalkeeper. Hey, I watched.
We're doing now what Pirates is doing, guys. SUNDOWNS 16 points ahead of Pirates, 24 points ahead of Chiefs. Previous season, I believe it was 20 something as well.
But
that's what it is.
We must take into consideration SUNDOWNS record 15 Bunyati points that they bought.
But you play them twice. You play SUNDOWNS twice. You're telling me that Chiefs can't create enough chances to beat Richards Bay, for example.
Twice they won Bunyati. Twice they won Bunyati. No. With Athazwane, you can say whatever.
You know what I feel?
With Athazwane.
Go on.
Even stats show you. In Athazwane's season, Chiefs had the most in-box entries in the entire team. They went inside the opponent's box more than any team in the PSL. The difference between SUNDOWNS and Chiefs is that Chiefs had a 30% conversion rate versus SUNDOWNS. SUNDOWNS created less chances and scored more of those chances. Chiefs created the most chances and scored the least of those chances with Athazwane. That is why I could not understand. I understood when they bought Uchivavaro. I understood when they bought Pulemoti. I understood when they bought Mpontsane. I understood when they bought those three, because they realized they were let down by Sekhota. They were let down by Matlatsi. They were Manyama got injured and could not come back with the injury. They were let down by Billiard because he was also an injury. I understood when they bought Tanzane because they were let down by injury Katoli. They were let down by injury to Balomfana Unkosi Ndipila Ngcobo, and they did not have a creative player, and they had to replace that because they realized that they played the rest of the season, the last quarter of the season, without any playmaker, and I understood why they bought Mdantsane, because they looked at the team and they looked at the why we lost, and I realized they understood.
But now we have those players and nothing's happening. I reference Middendorp, for example, because Middendorp looked at his team. Middendorp looked at his team and he said, "I don't care for playing out from the back. I don't care for you guys wanting number 10s. I'm going to play my style of play 100%," and it took us to second. I think that as KAIZER Chiefs fans, our delusion lies in that we want Chiefs to play a football. And we give credit to Chiefs when they play a certain football, whether they get results or not. And my question, and even to the PSL, and even to our Steve Kompela, for example, what Steve Kompela and Kevin Johnson said about how Swallows played now, it's a great idea. It's an incredible idea to try to play out from the back. But if the results are not coming, then you go to what your people are strong at. We've all known that Adbey doesn't play from the back, for example. So for me, I feel as though we give Atazwane credit for what we think we wanted Chiefs to play. And then we don't give Middendorp credit because Middendorp didn't play our the quote-unquote style of play that we want. And I think that's where, because you can slice it any way you want to slice it, Arthur didn't get the job done. You can slice it any way you want it. Middendorp finished second. You can slice it any way you wanted it. Gavin got us to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, was fired then, even though he was on his way and he told them that, guys, I want to go win this thing. Like, for me, that's where our problem as KAIZER Chiefs lie. That we glorify these other styles of play, but we're not willing to do everything that needs to be done in order to make that work, one. And we're not willing to look at the players we have. We've brought in all these people and we still don't know how to use them. You get what I mean? And I'm like, but guys.
I disagree with the Middendorf issue. Once Middendorf's style of play was exposed, once people saw, they are winning because they are. Okay, I might not be able to get where the ball lands. I must get where the ball departs from. And it was Maluleke. You get what I mean?
But he finished second. How many coaches have finished second? How many coaches have finished within 2 points or a point of Sundowns in the past 10 years? How many? Okay. That's what I'm saying.
And others can also say that.
Say what?
But others can also say that I finished. I have a silver calf medal. You can say that. I have a silver calf medal.
Who coached most of that season? Who coached most of that season?
But who took us there? Who won the semi-final?
Kevin got fired in the quarterfinals. The Atazwane won a semi-final.
Didn't Atazwane coach the second leg of the semi-final?
Okay, how many games is that? So you're giving, again, you're doing the thing that I told you. You're devaluing what Gavin Hunt did the whole season to give Atazwane credit for 3 games. That's what you do. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're devaluing Chiefs finishing second by a point because it's not pretty.
But
okay, it's fine. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna
go. I want to end with saying this. I said in the beginning, letting go of I said
exactly. Now you also just gave Atazwane credit for getting a silver medal.
He shouldn't. Yes. Yes, and that is why I okay, I'll come back. Bye-bye.
I want to come back. Theo, what is Chiefs' style of play? But maybe I should just ask you straight up. What is Chiefs' style of play? Because I don't know. I'm sad.
But and I know you. I was in what you were saying at first. I was disagreeing when it comes to the Ndaba Gonzalez. But I want now Masekala Ndabazwane guys. Let's be honest, Mr. OT. Even we spoke about this a long time ago, and we said Zwane's first season with Chiefs, we saw what he was trying to do. We saw what he was building up to. That's why even that loss at Sundowns, we were in that game, we were competing and all of that. And then came second season, I think they told him, and then he panicked. He started bringing this style of play, this I understand. And don't forget, with that first, he said it clean. Woody doesn't want Caleb. That's why he rejected him. And then because he couldn't find a striker, he was brought to him anyways. And then we saw what he was trying to do. And then you bring in Nseki. Like, guys, I don't want to talk about Nseki, guys. Let's not talk even about what he was trying to do. Nseki never existed at Chiefs because Nseki did saying Sundowns, my parent. Nseki never existed. Now we come to Johnson. Johnson comes to a press conference, even this past game, he says it clean, guys. I was listening to you, Mr. Oti. He even says it to that press conference. Oti, Gonzalez, he does not even know how to use him. He's still trying to figure him out. You know how to use Shabalala. Why are you playing someone you don't know how to use him? That's why I'm saying to you guys, it's you cannot be experimenting in such games. Sorry, Mr. Oti, let me take this call, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sean, I'm looking at the time, it's tight. What is Chiefs' style of play? Because maybe I am getting it wrong and you need to work towards something and I'm jumping the gun because of results. What is Chiefs' style of play?
They don't have. They don't have a style of play. I mean, we can tell what the Pirates style of play is, what the Sundowns style of play is. But when it comes to KAIZER Chiefs, once you start asking about the style of play, they'll tell you about Skarangonese, Jabupule Maluleka, and you understand, they'll tell you about all these individual players. That's not a style of play, that's the personnel that you have. Right? So, KAIZER Chiefs way, if you're thinking about the KAIZER Chiefs way, then go get players at that quality. You understand? But they're not going to do that because, again, they're competing for free agents and golden arrows. I think the solution here for them is to do what Liverpool did. It's to do what Man City did. To do what Barcelona did. It's to do what AC Milan did. And I think we undermine the type of contribution that AC Milan did in world football. I think what they need is, what Sundowns did in the 80s, they need to instill a new style of play. They need to find a coach that's going to come in and say, look at Klopp. He came in, he said, well, I want to play gig and press. I want to mix it with a bit of position because we need to keep structure and we need to defend well. On the wings with Salah and Man. That's how it's played. Right? He doesn't play with a 10. He doesn't believe in playing with a 10. He wants to play with either a 6 and 2 8s that have personalities of a 10. You understand? So those are players for him. It's what Zwane was trying to do, but I don't know if Zwane saw it. That's the position he's supposed to take. That's why I was saying Calvin Johnson should have just you understand? He should have just taken it there. But anyway, I think the style of play, I think what they need to do is instill a style of play. To me, it honestly doesn't make sense why you want to go back to the KAIZER Chiefs way. If you find out what it is, modernize it. You know, can you develop it to match? But yeah, man, that's my
But then, do we let our coaches off the hook? Because my whole point, when I was bringing up the other Zwane thing, is that we're saying all of the great things, amazing things about Atazwani and the play that he wanted to do and all of that, but the results look like this. Then you have another coach who consensus in Chiefs says that he played ugly football, but the results look like this. Are we glorifying this pursuit of this style of play that we think is what we want or that we see from elsewhere?
To be honest with you, KAIZER Chiefs have always had different coaches who play different things. So I think, but I hear what you say, no? And I agree with you. At the end, you need to win. Nobody kicked Sundowns that we played well, we were undefeated in Champions League. But where is it? You understand? Who cares? Nobody cares that we considered less goals, scored more goals, made 70 points. But where's the Champions League? You know, where's the league? EFL. That's what they care about. Are the players improving? That's what they care about. So the previous come in, players don't improve. The style of play doesn't. You don't have a culture that's going to. I mean, now they're complaining about people getting drunk. There are racial issues that are happening. You know, all the coach can talk about is the brand of KAIZER Chiefs. It's ridiculous. So I agree with you that we can't, at the end of the day, say, no, let's clap hands because we had more box entries than Sundowns fans. We can't say, no, let's clap hands because we created more opportunities than Sundowns. What's trying to do is they're trying to be mature in how they play. I don't always, if I know, I still have to manage. You understand? So I'll create 5, score 2, and then defend. What do you want? Because when I do that, I also look at how we play in the AFL sometimes. We will start without myself, and then right, and then on in the game, we know that they're desperate to get a goal, right? So they're going to take out a defender and then put in an attack, and then we put on myself, or we put on what's this boy's name? Elisibanku when he came back. So that we know, okay, fine, now we're going to sit back and manage the game, but we still have these fast options on the wing, on the side, counter-attack. You understand? So we can't be praising coaches for trying something, yeah, right? We can't be praising coaches for experimenting. That's why I said it can't be that you play 12 games and you try to find combinations. You already played of 38-40% of your league games. You understand? And you're trying to, and a team that has played less is on what, 24 points? It doesn't make sense, but it is over.
Let me go to Lebza. Lebza King style of play sa Chiefs, man. But I feel like Raluza na really Chiefs fans. Babang bar babatla obe Apollo ko fatshe. Babang bar helicopter. Babang bar other things. King style of play sa Chiefs, man.
Oh my brother, yo. Who Arena style of play? Arena style of play, to be honest. Something in the rest from Johor. Neresana previously Neresana player the radio Samjala KAIZER Chiefs. Like I was in Pure Chabala, about Hona Boy, Yellow Solonia, like quality. Like a checker, like previous one, Ridiandi. Ohopolo to Miran Kune in a from development, then he changed and Abba first goalkeeper, like Abu Brembaloy. Motoja just a Hopula development, like Rowan for Landes. And then, but no, yeah, not really changing. And Talago Chiefs is not a style of play, is because season Erico Sana, Kojo, or Bambolo Mupasi. Next is the next average. I didn't know very clear. Sana, helicopter, Motwadi Dombol, or Kibota, Kunsipo, and no Yana Dilodi changed the chiefs to one with the guys. Jatiba to give a twirl. Hey, I think small. Hey, defend the chiefs. Hey, chiefs. It's like Tukamalaka. Hey, chiefs. In a quality ticket. I are not quality. Ragosha Balina Liluana Calaver, oh, Ravana di Physico, the most taking Ravana Markima, Refishna. You put on how many players co pirates Ravana quality. Mar and Oboshaka Chiefs, the Prizu Hobes, no yard. He's injured. Harana Moto, Oloro, Tata, I change again. From how compete you are, how competitive position to KAIZER Chiefs. Then, who goes on to 0. Chiefs chance of well before by Joe discuss a style of play. Abasa need players to be right. No, yeah, not to I hope for I send it for Balata coach Coco Brazil. Cobra, I don't coach. You put on Havaka Molata, no yana, with Karen Scott. Rico Frau is Rico because of previously agree out checker. Chiefs are can player, then Balata coach cover. Kojiro without coaching player, they don't reach about that you who feel. For now, I Jokole, I know. Resource of why was I like Pitum? wa ba sa Tito Mosimane is available wa ba sa mo nke le lone team e la gagwe ka moka ba etse bo Shepherd bo mang bo Mozi ko ra ke itse gore go iragalang go Chiefs go thata man bogolo ba shiftele ko development a le gore a batle go ba rekisa. Then go ntse ko Chiefs o tshwanetseng go dirwe my brother go bua leadership a re ka bua ka style of play Chiefs ena style of play today o tlo bona next week ba tla ba tshameka different ball from this week so and a re na le style se le gore re kora ball gore nya dolu tlo pasa mang combine bro bona di goal out of nowhere sometimes re bona bo Marti ba kora from the center next week re bona go re kora for like a bona Sundowns ne a ga check di Sundowns ba gona go kora ka style 61 ka 7 games very different style of play now ka kora different play and we are not my brother Chiefs currently I don't know but we lack of quality. Yes, we do have good players but we still lack quality. Chiefs must sign players not this thing ya bone ya gore re go tsaya bo ba re ke bo ma di free agent they get one free buy one re go tsaya bo Philips ba tsetseng go super sport kwa the respect ba ke go direla no guys Chiefs need to sign players with character and only big heart no yana re mar se ko go ntse go Chiefs my brother go ntse ka la fa
ke tlatse ke kene for nako tsatse ke kene for nako re tla bua sentle ba re tla bua sentle bra Lebza thank you Lebza. Theo, I just wanted you to finish there what you were saying.
Yeah, just 3 minutes, Mr. Oti. Yeah, to continue, sorry, as I to receive his response. This is simple. Uzwane, we chased him out or we fired him because he was not doing what we wanted, or they meant some of the fans what they wanted. But look at the players that he had, guys. You cannot tell me we didn't have a proper central midfielder, holding midfielder. We didn't have it. That's why we had to try and turn Siteb to a central midfielder. He was not that. We didn't have an option other than Caleb up there. So, and also Bumshini, they were being injured. But you look at that squad, that's one ahead, guys. Abo Solomons, you know, those guys were on fire. You know, they would get into games, they would do something. So I think it's sad that we had to let him go. But looking at what Kevin Johnson is doing now, I promise you, he's gonna struggle. I'm already seeing some signs of struggling because he's making mistakes, but he's not coming and taking accountability. You cannot be playing against the Swallows. They are being casual at the back. You're not taking advantage of that by putting quick players, and then you come just tell us a story as if we are babies. You want us to smile and be over that. No, guys. I think unless we get a coach that's going to be tactically good and also be able to analyze the game while the game is there in front of him, then we're still going to be busy firing coaches and saying we need a coach. And I think also when it comes to the players, we do have players that can be dominant and enforce themselves. But the problem is, are they being played? You have a Mashiane who's just popping out now. You can use him as a super sub, guys. We have a Solomon that you can use him as a super sub. Ukolari just spoke about Utuba. You can use him as a super sub. You can use him to Shabalala as a super sub. If you're not going to use those young boys, then I promise you Chiefs is not going to go anywhere. If you're going to play a player that you as a coach are saying you don't know how to use him, you said you don't know how to use Gonzalez. You are dumb enough to tell us you don't know how to use him, but we are using him. Aye, guys. So when it comes to this playing style, to be honest, Chiefs used to dominate. Chiefs used to play anyhow, and then we would dominate. Unless we go back to that, then we're still gonna struggle.
I think, but that's why I wanna my issue now when we speak about the KAIZER Chiefs, and my issue with all of the rest of the teams, the 15 teams outside of the SUNDOWNS. Here's my issue. My issue is that you have a team, you have players. I could cry for a whole year that I don't have this one, I don't have that one, I don't have this player, I don't believe in that one, this one. But Oksalayo, that's my team, right? One. Number two, styles of plays are not just created just because we want it for today. For Rulani to play the type of football that Rulani is playing, There is a whole structure behind Rulani. He speaks about Oberloftman, Abos Banban, all the different coaches that sit behind him in order to make sure that that style of play that they want to do works. Now, you look at KAIZER Chiefs, for example. Listen, I just want you to listen to a press conference where Kevin Johnson speaks. What does Kevin Johnson always say? There's incredible people behind me. There's Kemiso, there's Bobby. Non-football people. So to get from Kevin Johnson to Bobby, there's very few football people in between them. Now, when you hear Rulani, when you were thanking, he thanked people for a good 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes who are just coaches. I'd like to thank Coach Bang. I'd like to thank this coach and that other coach and this coach that does this and that one that does this and the other one. Good 10 minutes last time. Before you even got to Fleming, technical director, not even Utopi. So for me, if you want to play tiki-taka and put the ball on the ground, make sure that you have tiki-taka people behind and you're buying tiki-taka players. And then make sure that that tiki-taka is running from the first team all the way down to DDC. Because Sundowns, they play Shushan in piano from first team, women's team, DDC team. Right now, somebody came and said the DDC team at KAIZER Chiefs plays different to the first team. So that already tells you that there's not going to be a pipeline between that one and this one. And also, guys, as fans, I beg us, please, as fans, it's great to ngoma somebody for playing beautiful football. It's great. But if that beautiful football is not taking you anywhere, you have to do something. And the sad thing about KAIZER Chiefs is that these guys were not even given the 2 years. Back in the day, KAIZER Chiefs, you got 2 years. No coach went past 3 years, whether you won trophies or not. It was 2 years. Uata could have gotten another year to fix whatever he saw. Umidendop could have gotten another year to go, because I don't have a plan B, let me go find one. But that's one of the issues here. But for somebody to say that Middendorp coming second is different or lesser than Arthur coming fifth because of the style of play is why we are so behind. You're going to try chase. He Swallows starting the ball from the back and losing the ball 8 occasions in a match only because they weren't punished, right? That nothing happened. But they're starting the ball from the back 8 times in a match, getting caught out 8 times, and they still come off during a loss that was caused by that and say, yeah, it's so great that we were trying something new. It's so great that we're trying to instill this playing from the back. It's so great. Even Kevin Johnson was like, I give them credit for carrying on doing the same thing. That's why we're getting killed. Instead of coaches saying, I don't coach Sundowns, I coach Swallows. As Swallows, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the players. These are the strengths. I am going to play towards these strengths. Go Chiefs. I have Chivavairo. He's a very good header of the ball. Let's figure out how to get balls into the box for him and not move him outside of the box. Simple. But now Chivavairo is running on the wing to support the winger, then running to the other side. Then they cross the ball, he's not there. Then this one is doing another job that they're not meant to do. Then the other one is inverting. You don't know why they're inverting. Frosler is the best crosser of the ball in Chiefs. Why is it that when we're playing the game, he's inverted inside the midfield? Central midfield. Why is he inverted? When he could be giving balls, we saw Frosler and Sussman, but we saw Frosler giving balls to Nurkovic. Now you've got a Nurkovic type striker who's literally right there, but Ufostela to play something else. That's my problem. And okay, Fostela, but get the results. You get me? But if you're not getting the results, we can't sit back and say, oh no, guys, it's so great that he's trying to build. Meanwhile, Sundowns now, they've only played 8 games. Sundowns right now only got jumped now by Cape Town City yesterday. They've won 8 from 8. But then, no, guys, it's so great that our coaches are trying things. About try things. But they're looking at Sundowns go far away. Do you know why? You're trying to do something you're not. I love what we've said in the comments here. Chiefs never had a style of play. Chiefs' style of play was dictated by the coach, but what Chiefs did was that I would give you quality. I don't have to choose. I don't have to teach Mashamaite how to play football. I just have to teach Mashamaite how to play my football and add his leadership, his experience, his quality on top. There was times, guys, where Kenny Nimak was playing for KAIZER Chiefs, headering balls, helicopter. That was different to how Mbesuma played. That was different to how Chabupule played versus how Yeye played. That was we've never had a style of play, but we've had very high IQ players with quality. High IQ and quality. But now we want to start the ball at the back. Now we want to do this. Now we're working towards. Guys, come on. We need results. I'm sorry. I can't go another year. It's 8 years. To be honest with you, I don't care how they're going to play. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I don't care how they're going to play. I want to win now. We've been building. We built under Steve for 3 years. We wanted to build under Ata. Ata had been at KAIZER Chiefs for 6 years. Unseki had been at KAIZER Chiefs for 2 years when he took over as head coach. Building. Hey, you got building. Kevin Johnson is the head of youth. Building. Oh, now he's the head coach. Building. Oh, guys, I'm tired of building. And I'm tired of watching that team from Eklokop go. They're building forward. They've got AFLs now. They've got stars in AFLs. Their women's teams have 2 stars. Chiefs is still building. DDC, Sundowns number 1. Building. Can't believe every day. With the hopes that whatever mansion you're building gets built in 10 years' time. It's 8 years now with no trophies. And not just Chiefs. There's plenty of teams in the PSL that have no trophies. That have no nothing. They don't even have a presence, maybe. It's nice, EPL. The City wins the league every year, but you know that whoever's second, Liverpool or whatever, is burning it up for Champions League. We don't even have that type of representation. Consistently. But anyway, guys, I'll be back at 8 o'clock. We'll speak about topics. This was just the reviews because I wasn't here last night. Apologies for that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to the panelists. Thank you to the commenters. Thank you to everybody who's watching on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook. If you want to watch any episodes back, I saw some people saying that they only got in because of load shedding. The episode is available in full on Facebook and YouTube, as well as all of the other episodes that we've had over the months that we've been together on this platform. They're all available, and also my own content that I do to do with football. For example, I did a reaction to the press conference here, Kevin Johnson, where I broke down some of the things that he said and added my opinions. I broke down the matches and what I think personally about those matches. So that is also very cool, as well as various short form content that is available. If you do want to carry on the conversation, we do have a WhatsApp group. To join the WhatsApp group, you have to become a member on YouTube for just 20 Rand a month. Then you'll be added to our WhatsApp group where our Theo, our agent, our Banban, where we go in depth with a lot of these conversations about Velile, about Ausintabi, about Clara. We have incredible conversations there. So if you do want to join, head on over to YouTube, subscribe, and then click on join. 20 Rand a month. You'll not only get access to the WhatsApp group, but also you will help me pay my rent. You'll help me pay for the internet and help me keep these platforms up, this platform up. I really do need it. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys then at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. We're back again. We'll speak about SAFA. We'll speak about a lot of things that have come out in the past few days. Thank you, Lebza. What's up? Let's see what's happening here on YouTube. Lutando Msawawa Makubane. Ariligo Death FC. We see you joining your Pirates Undercover. Building FC. On Facebook, Mary says the electricity gone is not fair. Sorry, Mary, but you'll be able to watch the game. You'll be able to watch the show. Sundowns fight coach is only concerned with lack of formations and tactics. How's it, Jafta? Thank you for you jumping on. Guys, I'll see you guys later.